are back. It's KAMMA. I'm Khalil Deal.
I'm Andy O.
And we are KAMMA back again. We had a nice week off. We are back to talk about UFC 302, Islam Makhachev. It's going to be awesome versus Dustin Poirier. We're going to talk about the early predictions for the prelims. And to start it off, we'll just talk about who we got here on the prelims. We got Andre Lima versus Mitch Raposo, who came in short notice there. Jocelyn Edwards against Eileen Perez. Mickey Gall making a comeback here against Basil Hafez. Nico Price against Alex Morono. Philip Rowe against Jake Matthews. Grant Dawson against Joe Selecki. And then the main event for the prelims is Roman Kopylov against Cesar Almeida. So this is the whole early prelims here. This is the prelims, and we are going to talk about our early predictions. Let's get it started right away here with Andre Lima versus Mitch Raposo. Who you got here, Andy O?
All right, so glad to be back with KAMMA. Looking forward to this card, UFC 302. And yeah, to start us off, we got Lima and Raposo. In this one here, I'll start off by saying Raposo, I think, is a better opponent than Lima's previous opponent. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. But Raposo, while he's more solid, I think I'm going with Lima on this fight. I think Lima, his striking is just a lot more. His striking is better, quicker, and I believe Raposo is going to try and take him down because he's pretty well-rounded, Raposo. But I also think that Lima is great at getting back up. Lima's going to provide a tough fight. I just don't think for Raposo, super short notice is going to help him out in this fight. Although one of his strengths is endurance, but it isn't a 5-rounder, right? And like his striking is actually not bad. It looks pretty crisp. He does go for takedowns, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to be enough to defeat Lima here, who got a tattoo, by the way, of the bite, because he's the one where
Oh yeah, he's the one that got bit. Yeah.
yeah, so he got bit and he has a nice tattoo, to show that accomplishment off. I don't know. But yeah, the pick for me is, here is Lima. Who do you got?
Yeah,
Real deal.
definitely in agreement with you, man. I've also got Andre Lima here to win this fight. Basically, yeah, you're right. In his last fight, his UFC debut against Igor Da Silva, in that crazy fight, Igor Da Silva fucking bit him and bit his arm there, and he got that tattoo. That was crazy. But yeah, originally Andre Lima was supposed to fight Nyamgaral Tumendemberel. That's who he was supposed to fight.
Good
Originally,
job,
that
bro.
fight got
Good.
canceled. Mitch Raposo came in short notice here to fight this guy. So yeah, I got to go with Andre Lima, man. This guy's on a winning streak. He's looking really, really good. Made a really good. He was looking good in that UFC debut before he got bit there. He was actually winning the fight. I think that's why
Yeah,
they
he
hit
was.
him.
He was. Although he did get dominated by his opponent was in a dominant position on him when he bit him, which was weird, but he was winning that fight. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he was winning the fight. And we see here he's got a 2-inch height advantage for Andre Lima. He also has a 3-inch reach advantage there for Andre Lima. Also, again, the other guy, Mitch Raposo, yeah, he's 9-1, but he hasn't really fought anybody
It
at all in the
he
UFC. He's making his debut.
he lost to Jake Hadley though, bro. He lost to Jake
He
Hadley.
lost to Jake Hadley in 2021 in the Dana White's Contender Series, which was a very bad look. Losing to Jake Hadley, that's a very, very bad look. Jake Hadley,
Jake Hadley's not that bad, you think?
well, I mean, Jake Hadley's not that great, man, and he lost by submission. He got rear naked choked in that one. Uh,
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
then they didn't sign him obviously, so he went to fight in Combat Zone, then in CES, then in Cage Titans, fought a bunch of bums, got some wins there, and now he's coming in on short notice. Probably wouldn't even have fought in the UFC if it wasn't for the short notice there that he jumped on. But Andre Lima's the pick, better fighter. UFC, he's done his UFC debut. He's got those jitters out of the way. He's the better striker. This guy can do a lot too. He can grapple. He can grapple. He can wrestle. He's got some good jujitsu. He's got 5 knockouts, 2 decision wins. Andre Lima, and yeah, he's pretty good, and I think he'll get the win here, based on the fact that Mitch coming in on short notice there. Just don't think he'll be able to have enough to pull it off here. So
That's the main reason for me. Yeah.
early prediction is going to be Andre Lima to get the victory here, and I think he will win probably by a decision. I got here for this guy. All right, so now we'll move on up to the card here. Moving on up the card, next fight we got Jocelyn Edwards versus Eileen Perez. Now, this fight here, I'm going to say right off the bat that for betting, as far as betting is concerned, I have to say that, it's hard to trust Eileen Perez and put her in a parlay of sorts with the other fighters. I can't really trust her in a parlay. Am I going to take her to win? I'm going to choose her to win slightly in this one. And the reason why is just because of the fact that she has the better grappling. She has the better grappling. She has the better wrestling. And that's where I'm worried about Jocelyn Edwards. However, Jocelyn Edwards did get better in her takedown defense, though. We've seen her do much better in her takedown defense. But it's 2 women, low level fight here. It's almost a dog or pass for me. I do think Eileen Perez will squeak out the victory here, but hey, Jocelyn Edwards is a live dog. She definitely has a shot there. She's going to have a 3-inch height advantage there, as you can see, and also she's going to have quite a significant 4-inch reach advantage there as well. So the reach advantage, the height advantage for Jocelyn. Jocelyn Edwards is pretty tough too. She's got good boxing. She's pretty strong too. Can get some good shots in there. Eileen Perez, though, just the better fighter overall as far as having more things to do. She can fight on the feet. She could box. She could strike. She could grapple, and she has some dangerous submissions as well. Eileen Perez. So I'm slightly leaning towards Eileen Perez. Like I said, not much confidence in it. When it comes to the betting, we'll talk about it on Friday when we do our betting show. But for now, the pick's going to be Eileen Perez, slightly winning this one by decision. Or maybe she can get in a sub somehow, but we'll have to see. Who you got?
Me, I have Jocelyn Edwards in this fight. I think this is just another one of those super low level women fights. I like Jocelyn Edwards' length in this. I think it may play a difference, and she may catch her with a spinning elbow type of stuff. I think they both provide different aspects to the striking game as a whole, but I think you're probably right that Eileen Perez is probably the slightly better striker, but she's not as creative as a striker. Jocelyn Edwards' problem, yeah, it's like being caught on the ground, not being able to get up. That's always a worry. But Eileen Perez, man, she tires out, not that Jocelyn Edwards doesn't, but Eileen Perez does as well, possibly more. And for betting purposes, yeah, I just can't touch Eileen Perez, obviously. But I think Jocelyn Edwards is going to be able to pull this one off. She has a lot more UFC experience. And hey, at the end of the day, if they don't get their way, they can always talk about twerking or something after.
Hey,
So
look, I'm not hating on you picking Jocelyn Edwards. We are in disagreement in this one.
yeah, I see the risk. I obviously takedowns and all that stuff, but I'm going to go with Jocelyn Edwards to get the underdog win here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see how much it's worth for Eileen Perez to win in over 1.5 rounds. I might check that bet out coming on Friday when we talk about the bets. I got to see how much that's worth. If it's not worth much, you're almost getting better value going for Jocelyn Edwards there. This is a lower level MMA women's fight. Anything can happen. We saw what happened to Vanessa Demopoulos last week against Emily Ducote. Good call on that one, Andy O. Picking Demopoulos there. So you never know. The dogs can win in this type of low level fight. But for now, I got Eileen Perez. I think she'll squeak out a decision victory here in this one. So we are in disagreement. Moving on up the card now to the next fight, we got Mickey Gall versus Basil Hafez. Who you got here, Andy?
Wow, Mickey Gall. Now, before I start talking about the fight here, Khalil Deal, Did you know that this is going to be Mickey Gall's fifth pay-per-view appearance?
No, I did not
All
know.
of that with a record, a UFC record of 6-5 now. Now, I can't understand why this guy is on so many pay-per-views. I don't even understand why he's still in the UFC. The only reason I can think of is he fought CM Punk, maybe because people thought CM Punk could potentially beat him. And this was like years and years ago. This guy has co-main evented a pay-per-view, man, with CM Punk. Here he's on a pay-per-view again. I don't think this guy is good at all. I don't think he really tries to get better. I've never seen him look any better. His strength is, I think, is his BJJ, if I'm not mistaken. I can't even tell when I watch. He does have a few subs, but what, he's maybe like a brown belt by now. Putting in that work, I just don't get it. I think Hafez is gonna get the victory. Hafez did very well for himself in his loss last time against get it up super quick here.
Yeah, no, there's no shame in losing to Jake Della Maddalena.
In a split decision, and some people
Yeah,
thought, he won that fight. I,
yeah,
I didn't think he won that fight, but man, I think he did well in that fight, right?
yeah,
So
absolutely. Against Jack Della Maddalena, who's a heavy hitter striker, man, he did very well.
And the thing about Hafez, okay, not much punching power, but I don't think that's going to really be something that's going to cost him a fight against Mickey Gall, right? Like, no secret, I guess. I'm not on the Mickey Gall bandwagon. I say he should be cut after this fight, no matter what happens, and but be prepared to see him on a pay-per-view maybe in a year and a half's time or something like that. That's what I predict. Basil Hafez, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in agreement, man. I got to go with Basil Hafez here to get the win. I mean, Mickey Gall, first of all, he hasn't fought since April of 2022. So we're talking over 2 years and a month, almost 2 years and 2 months that he hasn't fought in the UFC. His last fight was against Mike Malott, who knocked him out. And Mike Malott, this guy is a guy who is a Canadian fighter who I actually like a lot, and he's more of a guy who gets more submissions than anything. He actually knocked out Mickey Gall.
Flatlined him, I
And,
think. Huh.
yeah, and it was a pretty bad one too. Prior to that, he lost also to Alex Morono by decision. He did beat Jordan Williams. He lost to Mike Perry by decision as well in 2020. So,
Mike Perry was taking him down all over the place.
yeah,
Mike Perry doesn't like taking people down.
exactly. And he also lost to Diego Sanchez as well. Lost to Randy Brown. Lost to quite a few guys. He's gonna come in there with a 3-inch height advantage
Don't care.
and a 2-inch reach advantage. But again, Basil Hafez is going to be double this guy's size. Like, wait till we see the weigh-ins and face-offs. You're going to see Basil Hafez is a specimen of a man. This guy is huge. He's built, ripped, muscles. He's going to be stronger than Mickey Gall. I think Basil will go in there, and Basil is amazing at grappling as well. This guy is very good at jiu-jitsu. He's very good at grappling. I think that this guy will come in there, Basil, and take down Mickey Gall, ragdoll him all over the place, and definitely a finish is live there for a submission. He's got 4 submissions. He's got 1 knockout, 4 subs, and 3 decisions. So a submission is live there. Like I said, against Jack Maddalena, he almost won that fight. Hung in there against a very hard striker. I think Jack Della Maddalena is way better than Mickey Gall. So for those reasons, I got to go with Basil Hafez for sure to get the win here in this
All
one.
right. So next up we have Nico Price and Alex Morono. Who you got, real deal?
Okay, Nico Price and Alex Morono in this one here. Yeah, for me, I got to go with Alex Morono. We just discussed Alex Morono a couple of seconds ago when I was mentioning him before. Alex Morono was really good, man. Alex Morono just beat Mickey Gall, who we just talked about before. Alex Morono, the great white man. This guy, just fought really recently too, and Nico Price hasn't fought in a bit either. He hasn't fought since 2023, in I think July of 2023. If
Where
I'm
he got KO'd by Robbie Lawler.
That's right. Let me just check that quickly here, real quick, just to see. Yeah, Nico Price's last fight was, um, he fought in July 8th of 2023, where he got knocked out by Robbie Lawler, as you said. He also got knocked out by Philip Rowe, who we're going to talk about later on, in his fight before that. He beat the older Alex Oliveira. I mean, come on, the guy's old now. Even
I
in
was a shell
2021,
man when he beat him.
yeah, even in 2021, he was 33 or 34 years old at the time.
But also that guy had just so much damage.
A ton of damage. He lost to Michel Pereira. He had a no contest against Donald Cerrone, and also lost to Vincente Luque. So I mean, Nico Price has just been losing, 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 and then he beat an old washed up Alex Oliveira. Can't give him props for that. Now Alex Morono, on the other hand, he's been an up and down, win, lose, win, lose, win, but against solid fighters too. Against Court McGee, he just won a unanimous decision. Lost to Joaquin Buckley. No shame in that. We've seen how good Joaquin Buckley's been. We've seen how crazy Joaquin Buckley's been. Amazing lately. He beat Tim Means. That's a very good win there. He beat Matthew Semmelsberger, another tough opponent there. Taller, bigger guy. Beat Mickey Gall, as we talked about. Yeah, I got to go with Alex Morono to get the win. I think he's just a better fighter than Nico Price. Alex Morono's got a very good ground game. Also very good on the feet. Not he's. I mean, Nico Price is going to be coming in there with a little bit of a reach advantage there, a 4-inch reach advantage and a 1-inch height advantage. So not much there, but Morono just better on the feet, better striker, fought better opponents, fought more recently, more active. I think he's just better overall and on the ground as well. And knockout is live too. I mean, the chin on Nico Price is just done now with those last two knockouts, vicious knockouts that he just took. So I got to go with Alex Morono.
I gotta say, I like Morono, and I think he's actually lucky he's facing Nico Price in this fight because he hasn't impressed me the past couple of fights, really. He looks a little off. So what I'm saying, I guess, is keep your eye on Morono for a potential downslide. But at the same time, I think I don't know if that's true or not. I do lean towards he's coming back after his last loss and looking to rebound and looking to put a hurting on Nico Price. As far as Nico Price goes, I think he's washed. I think he's extra washed now after being knocked out by Robbie Lawler in his final fight. And it's a young man's game, man. Nico Price is more of a crazy guy. Let's just say it's a young man's game in terms of Nico Price's style. He's going to try and do crazy shots from time to time. The guy's best wins are basically fluke wins, like crazy kick-ups and stuff like that. I just don't think he can handle that style anymore. I think Morono is just more technical and more calm in there. And I think Morono's going to be smart here, and I think Morono can play within himself. And that's all it would take really to beat Nico Price. I agree with you. I think a knockout is on the table because I think his chin is shot too. Although Morono isn't the craziest knockout guy, I think he still has enough to put out Nico Price here. No way I'm picking Nico Price. Stay away from Nico Price, even if Morono may be washed. Yeah, so that's my pick there.
All right, in agreement with that one as well here. So moving on up the card next here, we got Jake Matthews against Philip Rowe. In this one, who you got, NDL here?
Yeah, just gonna check quickly to make sure because I took down notes quickly in this fight. Yeah, so Jake Matthews lately has been a one-loss, one-win type of guy himself lately. The thing with him, he looks super on when he's on, and he doesn't look that good when he's off, or at least he doesn't look like the guy that looked super good the time before, right? Um, that's why I'm picking Matthews. I have confidence he's going to be on for this fight here. If he's on, man, he will defeat Philip Rowe. If it's like on spot, he will defeat Philip Rowe, and that's what I think. I think he's going to exhibit some patience. I know Philip Rowe is long and all of this, but I just don't have faith in Philip Rowe. And I think his experience plays a factor as well. I think he bounces back here. Now, if he won his last fight, Jake Matthews, I don't know if I'd be picking him. Let's just that's my logic here. So I'm going with Jake Matthews. I think he's going to be too much for Philip Rowe. I'm not sold on the Fresh Prince, man. All the way from Bel Air, I ain't convinced.
Yeah,
Where
we are
do
in
you go?
disagreement in this one. I got Philip Rowe. Got to go with my man Philip Rowe here, packing a huge 1, 2, 3, 4 inch height advantage,
How much?
and also an
Four?
8.5 inch reach advantage. He's got a 4 inch height advantage and an 8.5 inch reach advantage, and that's the key. That's the key. That 8.5 inch reach advantage is the reason why I got to lean on Philip Rowe here.
You know that is the key. If he can apply that and do that, I totally agree. Like
And
if he
and Philip Rowe, this guy is actually a good grappler, man. This guy has actually been in grappling contests. He's actually gone in competitions for grappling. He's lost a few of them, but he still knows how to grapple. I
and
don't think Jake
that shows
Matthews
he's sorry, that shows he's trying to get better too, right? So I respect that.
exactly, and I don't think Jake Matthews has anything on the ground for him, man. I don't think Jake Matthews is going to scare him with any kind of takedowns or any kind of grappling. Philip Rowe is going to be able to hang in there with the grappling and grapple himself even and even get some takedowns of his own. I feel. I feel that the height advantage is just too much for a man at a 4 inch height advantage, reach advantage. And Philip Rowe is good at keeping his distance. He's got good distance management, good striking from a distance, good straight punches, good kicks, and has the takedowns in his back pocket if it needs to go to the ground.
You're almost convincing me to switch my pick, bro, right away.
Man, I'm really convinced that Philip Rowe is going to get this one.
Damn.
I just think Jake Matthews has a hard time when he fights taller guys. For example, when he fought Michael Morales, a taller, longer guy, had a hard time with him. He lost by unanimous decision. When he fought Matthew Selmsberger, a taller, longer guy, lost to him by unanimous decision as well. Jake Matthews is used to fighting the shorter guys like Darius Flowers, Andre Fiallo. He fought even Sean Brady, who was shorter than him, and he lost to Sean Brady even. So I just don't see him being able to do anything special to be able to beat Philip Rowe. I just think Philip Rowe, it's just that reach advantage, man. He's going to pick him apart from a distance, pap, 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 pap with the jabs from a distance, and win the decision that way, I think, and hurt Jake Matthews. That's what I think is going to happen there.
Okay. We disagree.
All right, moving on up the card to the next fight we have here Grant Dawson versus Joe Selecki. For this one here, I got to go Grant Dawson, man. I think that Grant Dawson is just the better guy on the feet. He's the much better striker. Joe Selecki can't hurt a fly with his punches. I mean, he does no damage. All he has really is subs. He's got submissions and decision wins from grappling a lot and controlling guys on the ground. But Grant Dawson, man, he's a wrestler himself. He's a grappler himself. He's going to have Joe Selecki is not going to be able to, dominate on the ground here against Grant Dawson. And in fights like this, when you see two grapplers, most of the time it ends up staying on the feet. So if it stays on the feet, this fight, Grant Dawson all the way, better striker, way better, stronger puncher.
He's a better striker, yeah, but he's still not that good. It's just that Selecki is utter shit.
Exactly. Selecki just cannot do anything on the feet. And Grant Dawson coming out of America Top Team here, these guys are really good over there. And I just like what we're seeing coming out of Grant Dawson, man. This guy, the way he fights, he's a tough dude. He's a dog. Goes out there, tries to kill his opponent. He goes out there and fights hard. So I'm going to go with Grant Dawson to get the win, just because of the striking and also because of the grappling. Joe Selecki could catch a sub that might be dangerous for a submission there. If Grant Dawson fucks up somehow on the ground and starts playing around down there, Joe Selecki could slash up a sub. But my pick is going to be Grant Dawson, though.
Yeah, I got to go with Grant Dawson here. I don't think Selecki's striking and power is on the level of Bobby Green to catch Dawson right at the beginning of the fight he did. And I don't even think Bobby Green should have caught Grant Dawson before that fight. Like Grant Dawson, if you remember before that fight, looked like he was on drugs. Like not the drugs that all of them are on, but like acid or something. And he came out with this really wacky, trippy music. Uh, Look, the pick is going to be Dawson. They're both ground-based guys, but Dawson's the far better wrestler, has greater control, is pretty much going to do what he wants down there. what Joe Selecki has is the better BJJ, and that's where you're going to see him kind of sneak a sub, try and win it that way. But you know what? That takes lots of energy. And when you got Grant Dawson like working positions on you, constantly going for that back and that rear naked choke, that's what he's famous for. And he doesn't let up, man. This is going to go on and on and on. He's going to continue taking him down, continue searching for it. Joe Selecki is going to look maybe for an arm bar, shit that shouldn't work at the highest level anymore. He's going to go for that shit with his BJJ. And if memory serves, well, what happened last time
Yeah,
when
he got slammed by Drakkar Close last
he
time.
got he
So
got slammed on his head from Jakar Close when he was looking for that, arm or something, right? Beautiful. And yeah, so the pick is Grant Dawson. I feel pretty strongly about that pick there. And yeah.
all right, so there we have it, folks. The prelims here. Am I missing a fight?
I think that we got the main event coming up, man.
Okay,
So
okay, nice. I think
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
have them
Oh,
all.
okay, I'll just start here with the winning fighter on this one. It's going to be Roman Kopylov against Cesar Almeida. Now, the pick for me is going to be Roman Kopylov. He has the UFC experience. He's a striker just like Almeida, who's a kickboxer, right? I think his striking is better. I think it's more suited towards MMA. As far as Almeida goes, you got these kickboxers coming up, with a few exceptions that are really, really great when they cross over into the UFC, like Izzy, for example, Adesanya, right? But the majority aren't that spectacular. Tell me what's so spectacular kickboxing wise when it comes to Cesar Almeida, because he sure doesn't have any real takedown defense or anything like that. He wouldn't know how to escape from subs, nothing like that. And Kopylov, man, he studies you when he's in there for the first round. And then he works his strategy. He has great mid kicks, like he works the body with those kicks. In fact, I feel that may put out Cesar Almeida later in the fight is one of those monster kicks to the midsection. If that doesn't put away, he's going to follow up ground and pound and put him away that way. Just a little thing about Cesar Almeida, okay? In doing my research for this whole fight here, he 3 fights ago, he beat Danilo Souza at Shooto Brazil 100. This was 3 fights ago. Danilo Souza, his record was 5-28.
Wow.
So this is a 5-28 guy. He's getting his chops going, for the UFC. I have no faith in Cesar Almeida. I don't know what the lines were last I looked, but Kopylov was a slight favorite. I hope he gets bumped up, but if it were me, I'd be dropping those odds. So I got Kopylov all day long on this one. Khalil
Yeah,
Gibson.
I agree with you there. I got Kopylov as well to get the win here. Just a better striker, and Kopylov. This guy has he has wrestling, he has grappling in his back
It's
pocket.
getting better. Yeah, he could out
He's a good
grapple him
puncher.
if sorry, yeah, he could out grapple him if he wanted to. And that's not his thing, but he could, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't use his grappling much, but he has it in the back pocket if ever it goes down on the ground. Yeah, Cesar Almeida, he might get fraud checked in this one, I think. And yeah, as far as the odds are concerned, there we could see that he's just he's a slight dog there, Cesar Almeida. Actually, no, Roman Kopylov is the dog now. Roman
No
Kopylov
way.
is the dog. Yeah, the lines just flipped. Roman Kopylov is the dog right now. Cesar
I'm
Almeida.
telling you, I got to do something with that soup quick. Yeah.
Yeah, so I pick is going to be Roman Kopylov in this one. Just the overall better fighter. I like the fact that he's going to be better on the feet. He's fought in the UFC, of course, against some very good opponents, and Cesar Almeida's fought against some bums there. So yeah, Roman Kopylov is the pick to get either a knockout victory here or a decision. I mean, he's fought way better competition. Josh Frem, Anthony Hernandez, Claudio Ribeiro, Punali Soriano, and Cesar Almeida has fought a bunch of cans. So he might
He
get
didn't fight,
project in this one.
he didn't fight Danilo Souza yet, but maybe in the future.
Yeah, Dylan Budka, nothing to talk about there. And again, he might get fraud checked. We'll have to see how this one goes. But Roman Kopylov is the pick. So we're in disagreement in a couple of these fights. KAMMA, our next video coming up soon for the main card.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. KAMMA. Check out our next video coming up soon for the main card. Peace out, folks.